Hello and good morning and welcome to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys, or welcome back. This is Jeff. Today we're going to continue and finish building this River Steamboat. We've gotten pretty far. In fact, we've got the first 25 bags left done. We have 7 bags left, which means we can get this done today, and we will get it done. So far, I'm a big fan of this. I did get the gift with purchase, the ticket stand. However, although the boat is minifigure scale, the gift with purchase is not. So I'm not going to open the gift with purchase on camera because I'm going to have to rework it. And I am going to rework it because I very much want a ticket stand for the Amelia, because that's what it says on the gift with purchase. So anyways, we're going to do that separately. Let me go ahead and move almost everything aside so we can get going. And hello, John. Hello, Yeti, Cajun Yeti. How are you guys doing this wonderful Sunday morning? Oh, man, I knew that was going to happen. You know, it's a lot warmer than I thought it was going to be. Better than you should be, you know. I'll admit, I kind of feel that way too. I feel like things just have gone really well. And it is warm up here. It's not even that warm outside. I'm really doing really good, Yeti. I was able to last night, hang out with you guys, and then also being on Scott's stream. And then after Scott's stream, I charged my phone because it died during the stream. And then after that, I worked on a lot of different things. I did some more sorting of my loose stuff. I had this train at set number 3677. Let me show you what this is. So I've got a bunch of sets that I just have not gone through, and so here you go. So this train right here is from 2011, and I had bags for it. I had 3-gallon bags for it. And the strange thing is it said there should be 4 bags, but I was looking at the bags and I'm like, okay, is everything here? And it looked like it was, but the only way to know for sure is to build the set. So I brought the set in last night and I built it, and it's a good thing I quit looking for that 4th bag because everything was actually there. And so I love doing that. I've got, oh my gosh, I probably got a couple hundred more sets like that I need to go through. And, just having a few minutes to do it was great. I did also work on the city. I don't know if you guys watch my videos that much, but my city videos. But I did a little scene on the beach with, what do you call that? Where they were doing the buried treasure. And I told you I was looking for the quad police bike thing, and I couldn't find it. Well, I found it last night. So on this week's video, we're going to add a police officer to the beach scene, trying to nab the guys digging illegally for treasure on the beach. So anyway, it's really fun when I'm able to go through that stuff, and I was able to last night, so very happy with that. And I will quit sharing my screen and go back to what I was doing. Oh, let's change cameras here. There we go. Yeah, I would love to hang out. Are you guys? Are you going to be hanging out later today? I've got a few things I got to do right off. So as soon as the stream's over, I got a few things I got to do. But I would say in a couple hours, I could probably be online and just doing the same thing I have been doing, just sorting. I think sorting is a never-ending bane of my existence because I decided to collect Lego. But I love, and I really mean that, guys. I know sometimes I'm critical of Lego and the Lego company, but I'll be honest with you. I absolutely love the product. Not so much the company, but the product, yeah. All right, I'll do that, man. I will do that. Well, I messed up. I thought it was every 4. It's every 5. So I need to reline these. Just let you guys know, Miss Chip is not mad at me. She's working. So I don't think she'll be on here today. And even if she was mad at me, I'm just going to say something smart ass anyway. So, and I'm just joking. She really is not. She's got to work. So, but I am very excited, guys. I mean, things just kind of seem like, for a long time, it seemed like things were going the wrong direction and getting worse and worse. And this week, in my personal life, it seems like a few things lined up, and it's going a lot better. So I really can't complain about things in my personal life. I was kind of down earlier because I didn't get that job. But now I kind of really don't care. If they don't want me, they don't want me, whatever. I'll figure something else out. And the cool thing is I've been running the math and the numbers on doing my Bricklink store. And according to the numbers that I've experienced over the last couple of years, if I continue to reinvest in my Bricklink store, I should have enough money and not even need a job, and still have a weekly kind of like allowance towards the city. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And you know, Yeti, the power of prayer through Jesus is very powerful. And I agree with you 1,000%, because that's exactly what I've been doing this week. Is sometimes I say prayers as I'm falling asleep, which is kind of rude, because, you know, falling asleep while you're talking to somebody. So this week I've made an effort to actually get on my knees and pray before I go to bed, before I even get into the bed, and have been praying and asking for exactly what I need. And the Lord's delivered. So I'm like super, super happy about that. I'm like, it's just a relief to know that when you pray, it's not imaginary. There's something real, something on the other end, listening. And if we're asking for righteous things, He delivers. Now, if I ask for stupid things, I ain't gonna get it. But if I ask for those things that I truly stand in need of, somehow things are come together and are delivered. So, but back to Lego, I will say that I've got approximately, probably about 30 trains, and I'm trying to keep them all in the same tote, or I should say 2 totes. That's a lot of noise you're making over there, buddy. What's up? It's all according to God's will and purpose for you. I agree. I mean, if I wanted to be funny and say, what do you call that? Futurama, if I pray for hookers and blackjack, I ain't going to get that. But if I pray for things like being able to provide for my family and and stuff like that. Yes, that works out somehow. So yeah, very happy with that. All right, so we are done with a bag. That was a lot. All right, now we need to. It looks like this whole entire bag I just opened is all railing. All right, I got a news of the weird story for you. This one was on the major news networks, but you might have missed it. And this one is called Ultimate Fail. Hopes were dashed in the sweet winds on October 2nd. October 2nd, that hasn't happened yet. Must have been September 2nd. As the Dulce Vento was launched in the water off the coast of Turkey. The $1 million 85-foot long yacht slipped in the water and almost immediately started listing to port side before sinking. The new owner, captain, and 2 crew members were able to jump overboard and swim to the shore without injury. The shipyard said the cause of the sinking was under investigation. Well, no crap. You better be looking into that. $1 million boat. Oh, man. I would be so... I hope you had insurance, man. Because I would be fit to be tied if that happened to me. $1 million boat just going... Well, I would say up in smoke, but it didn't go up in smoke. And just like the Titanic, I'm pretty sure that the hot tub on board is still full of water, even though it sunk. Hey, John, what have you been up to today? How's the little one? I'm sure he does. I guarantee they have insurance. That's why they're millionaires. Yeah. Well, yeah. If he doesn't, the joke's on him. Okay, so I'll flip this around since I need to so you can see the progress I just made. So not only have we done the bottom part of the railing, we did the top part here. And I know we need to do some stuff on these little jumper plates, but that's not to be just yet. He's good. He's sleeping in his crate. Well, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, Enzo had a kind of a weird night last night. I don't know what was bothering him. He was out with me in the shop, and at some point he started just acting kind of weird. And I went up to him to pet him, and I had not yelled at him. I was not being aggressive. There was no reason for this. He just peed himself. And he doesn't normally, I mean, when I first got him, he used to do that. But he hasn't done that. I've had him for 3.5 years. He hasn't done that in a long time. But last night something spooked him, and then the rest of the night until we went to bed, he was just kind of acting weird. And he's not acting weird anymore. He's calmed down since he slept, but I don't know what got in him. But he's my little buddy. He hangs out with me all the time. These are a little bit more difficult than it seems to put on. There we go. All right, so we are almost done with the railing, which to me is a relief. All right, so we did the railing on the other side. That's crazy. Maybe he's had flashbacks. Dog remember, just like they have the feelings we do. And I kind of thought about that too, of that being the thing. But, you know, I just really wish, that dogs and cats could, like, directly tell us, like, hey, this is what's bothering me. I mean, they really can't. We just kind of have to figure it out, or sometimes we just guess. And that'd be my guess too. I put the air on. It was 80 degrees inside. Dang. Well, I turned on the AC here because it was just too much as well. It just got to be too warm. That's one of the curses of having the loft. But overall, the loft is not a curse. This loft is 530 square foot. Oh, I knew that was going to happen eventually. I need my tweezers. I need to buy a second set of those tweezers for inside of here. I have those. It's made for model trains, but it works great for Lego. The extended tweezers that are like that long. I tried to use the air only at night. Well, your house is newer, right? The reason I asked that, John, is that my house is only 15 years old. And if it wasn't for the loft collecting all the hot air, I don't really need the air conditioner except for at night, because even when it's like close to 100 outside, it only gets to about 76 inside because it's so well insulated. Now up here, it's hotter than firecracker because all the hot air rises up here. But yeah, the rest of the house though stays pretty cool, regardless of what happens outside. So it's a real money saver, really. And I've gotten to the point where I had one of the screens rescreened up here. So at night, after the sun goes down, I open up the window and let a lot of this hot air right out of here. It's really nice. Okay. Oh, I don't see that piece, dang it. Oh, it's right here. Oh. All right. All right, let's set this up on the boat here. Do I have an attic fan? I do not. Part of the problem is over this loft. I'm actually, there is no attic. It's just we are right over the rafters. The rafters are exposed, in other words. So I actually don't think there's much insulation going on in this loft. And if I ever get the roof redone, I'm going to ask them to put that big old sheet of the foam insulation boards they put before they put the roof on. My parents had it done in California when they had their roof redone, and it helped a lot. Okay, so we're on to bag 28, and because it's this section that goes over this, I'm going to go ahead and move this. My goodness, I can't even speak. Kitchen clean. I'll try to do more of the F-117 build tonight. Next week, I'm starting Space Shuttle. Well, that's awesome, John. The F-17, I've actually seen one in real life. If you go to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, they've got a huge museum, and they actually have one of the original versions of the F-117. And they also have one of the bones, the B-1 bombers in there too, and it's one of the earlier ones. I think that one's actually a prototype that's in there, but I don't know if you've ever been to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, but if you like military planes, that is definitely a must-see. There is so much there. They even have a couple of the old retired Air Force Ones out there that you can go through. And a couple of rockets too, space rockets. And then they got I think it was 3 or 4 giant hangars that are just filled with different airplanes, military airplanes. They don't have the original Wright Brothers plane, but they have a replica of it there. Anyways, I've been several times. Can you tell? When I used to live there, me and the kids used to go there. So, this place holds its air temp pretty well. I normally turn the heat up to about 76, and I can find the heat. Oh, I thought furnace heat was a bad word in Florida and Louisiana. And actually, Yeti, I like to listen to true crime stories. And I came across one last night that took place in Lafayette, out of all places. And you've talked about Lafayette a lot because you're close by it. And I don't remember the girl's name. I can look real quick. Let me look at my history on. I think it was Brittany Drexel. Was that it, or no? Let me see. Oh, that's what it was. Mickey Shunick. That's what it was. It was May 2012, and that happened right there. Hey, Italian Gaming, how you doing? Yeah, but it happened right there in your area there in Lafayette, which is completely. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, sorority girl vanishes after late night bike ride in Louisiana. How you been feeling, Italian Gaming? And what is new with you? What have you been up to? Are you still working? Are you going to school? What's going on, my friend? Yep, I remember that dude that killed her was living in somebody else's house. Yeah, that was crazy. Oh no, hey, Italian Gaming, there's no need to apologize, my friend. Taking care of yourself so that you're still around is far more important than watching any of my stuff. And by the way, you can always go back and watch it if you really do want to watch it. So no biggie, man. I hope you're okay. Is everything squared away now? I lost my feeling in my leg on a highway. Whoa. Did they figure out what happened to that? Like why that happened? Not that I'm trying to compare notes, but kind of had a rough week myself when it comes to that kind of stuff. My dad, he ended up in the hospital because he had a heart attack. So I went to go visit my dad. Look up Derek Toddley. Okay. Give me a second here. Let me just finish this railing here. All right, got the railing done. And you said Derek Toddley. Wow, that came up pretty quick. I didn't have to type the whole thing. American prisoner sentenced to death. He was known as the Baton Rouge serial killer from 1998 to 2003. He terrorized the area surrounding Baton Rouge and Lafayette by committing murders of at least 7 women. Wow. Before his murder charges, he had been arrested and convicted of stalking and women and watching them in their homes. Despite this arrest for the stalking, he was initially overlooked because the police incorrectly believed the suspect was white. Wow. Okay. That looks like I'm sure I'll watch something on that. It's because my spinal surgery messed up my body, man. Luckily, I got a Tesla, so my car drove me to a hospital on its own. Yeah, man. That is awesome. Yeah, I have a truck. And the last time I got sick back in April and needed to have emergency surgery, my truck does not self-drive itself, and that hospital is an hour away. I have a really kind neighbor who decided to drive me to the hospital. You got to love neighbors like that. They're awesome. But yes, having a self-driving car is awesome. Well, um, I don't know what their criteria is, but if you don't have to disclose it and they don't ask, I wouldn't tell them. And if maybe if you need to take a little bit of time to rest up and heal up, do so, my friend. And when you feel like these things have passed you and you're going to be okay, then reapply. Or if you haven't applied already, just don't apply. I know it's not the answer you probably want to hear, but that's what I would do. They don't ask, don't tell them. Yeah, I heard about that Charlie Kirk guy. Man, that's sad. And I think it's sad too. Um, I Italian gaming. I kind of went over this, but I'll repeat it here. A couple streams ago, I actually really feel a connection to that area because I used to live like 3.8 miles, so roughly about 5 kilometers. I lived only 5 kilometers from where that happened, and in fact, when I was a young man, about 19, I applied to go to UVU, the same school this happened at. And I've been to that school a couple different times for different reasons 30 years ago. And yeah, very crazy that I used to live right there. And when I heard about the shooting, I knew exactly where it happened. Because like I said, I've been there. And I kind of got upset because on Facebook, there's a lot of people that are trying to turn it and spin it and make it something it's not. And my attitude is, if you don't know, just be quiet. Like, there's no reason to spread crap that you don't know, and you're just making it worse. And I've even heard that his widow is getting death threats. And I'm just like, you guys, really? Yeah, I had to leave work because my friends were joking about that. Well, I don't think people should be joking about a human life because I really don't care whether you agree with them or not. And I don't mean you personally. I just mean people in general. Um, Killing a person because they think differently than you is not the way to go. So, basically, my opinion is anybody who rejoices and is happy this guy is killed, they're an asshole. And not only that, they're not just an a-hole, they're a dangerous a-hole. So that's crazy to be doing that stuff. Anyway, yeah, I'm very saddened that he's got 2 kids, and I can only imagine being the wife and having this. You have to stay behind, obviously, and take care of these kids. And what do you tell them? What do you do? They were comparing JFK. Yeah. Well, in a way, they were both assassinated, yes. But I think the difference is with Charlie never holding public office. I think that's a kind of a stretch of a comparison. I didn't really like him, but I got real mad when I heard they killed him. Yeah, see, I didn't have an opinion about Charlie Kirk before he died. And the reason why is I didn't know much about him. I mean, I knew he existed and I knew his name. So, like, when I saw him, like, I knew his name. Because the only reason I really knew anything about him was Facebook Reels would come up and they would these Facebook reels would just be like, have, you know, a 30-second clip of them, maybe a minute. And I mean, I listened to some of that and I thought, okay, all right. But I mean, I didn't really know him, and it's not like I knew that he had a daily show. I only learned he had a daily show because that was something that the news brought up, was who's gonna fill in for him in his daily podcast, and I didn't even know. So yeah, I don't, and I've since learned a lot more about him after he died than I ever knew while he was alive. Oh, hey, I'm live in 23 minutes. That's awesome, dude. Well, I got 4 bags left, and then I'm out. I'm going to finish this riverboat today. But how you doing, Owen? I want peace. I do too. That's all I want. I don't want any more of this craziness going on. Oh, all right. Okay, so I can put this on the boat now. Oh, this boat's getting heavy and heavier and heavier. Somehow you're supposed to line up the, oh, there it goes. Okay, so we have the top of the boat done. Yep, I knew it. We're going to be working on the paddles. Let's, I'm ordering 10 kilograms of Lego bulk. Isn't that about 22 pounds? I think it is. Do you know how much you paid per kilo? Yeah, 1 kilo is 2.2 pounds. Okay, $8 for 2 kilos. That's not, or 8 pounds per kilo. That's actually not too bad, dude. Okay, so they wanted me to build one of those, and then I got to build 3 of this next thing. All right, well, let's build this. Let's just get it done. $8 for 1 kilo. Yeah, I don't think that's too bad. That's about $4, a little bit less than $4 a pound, which is pretty decent. I imagine that at that price, though, that there are like no minifigures involved there. Okay, that. He's a close friend. Okay. Well, awesome. Well, I have to build 3 of these little rings, so, and they're quite complex. Oh, there's 10 random minifigures. Okay. All right, so we did one. Now I got to do two more. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've purchased bulk. I like bulk because you get a lot of random goodies in there. Wow, this is going to be a little more intense than I wanted this to be, this back part here. But you know what? We're just going to get it done. 104 pounds total. All right. Now, I don't even know how the pound is trading towards the dollar anymore. I used to know. And I guess I do have a question for you, Owen. Uh, since it's been a few years now, um, how do you feel about the Brexit thing? Do you think that now that it's been a couple years and you've been able to kind of see the effects of it, do you think it was a good thing? And I'm not saying it's not. I have no idea. I'm totally ignorant on this. I don't live there and I don't hear a whole lot. That's why I ask. The pound of the dollar. Okay, so it's not as bad as it used to be because I know at one time it used to be close to $2 per pound. Okay, so okay, yeah. All right, so now we need to do 11 more of these little things and put them on. So bear with me, guys. We're going to be here a minute. And there ain't a whole lot I can do about it except for just get it done because today is the day we're going to finish this. Well, Brexit also stopped a lot of immigrants. Okay. Well, and see, I know there's people in the U.S. that are very sensitive about immigration, but I'm not. I think laws are there for a reason, um, and laws must be followed. So if you guys have immigration laws, which I know you do, they need to be followed. So um, I'm not saying no immigration. I'm just saying if you're going to immigrate, do it right. And I know that I have a friend. His name is Steve, and I can't remember what part of England he lives in, but I know he's along the eastern coast of England, and he talks about that all the time, where there's a lot of immigrants, and they're there illegally, and it's a huge problem, and yeah. Of course, you know, here in the U.S., we've had similar problems with our borders basically being open. And I honestly think that that's part of the reason that housing prices shot up so much. There were many things. There were interest rates and other things, but I think there was a shortage of housing because with an open border and there's only so many houses, and houses aren't those kind of things that you can just, 3D print overnight and have enough of. It takes a long time for the permitting and the building. So I think that's part of what was driving our housing prices so high here. Well, I'm liking this water wheel. We got a bit of ways to go, but this shape taking shape and looking good. Just like Yeti's looking good. How you doing, Yeti? He's back with in full effect. All right, let's do another weird news of the weird story. Why not? Bad Dog is the title on this one. Registered sex offender Rodney Plaffey, I don't know if I'm saying that right, 46, had been working at a pet store in Clearwater, Florida. The smoking gun reported his job was to wear an inflatable puppy costume and stand outside the store to lure in pet lovers. But on August 29th, Rodney and the store owner got into it with several juveniles riding by on bicycles. It wasn't their first beef with the kids, and as one of them tried to ride away, Plathie approached the victim behind and placed him in a chokehold. Oh boy. The victim told police he couldn't breathe for a brief period. Plathie was arrested for battery and strangulation and ordered no contact with the victim. He did post a $10,000 bond and is currently free. Well, as of the writing, he's free. I can't stream. Getting kidney pain. I had a kidney stone. Oh, yeah, I've had those before, dude. No, sir. Those are no fun. In fact, I got them twice. And I told myself I'd never have them again. And my last kidney stone was 2004, 21 years ago. I will not ever have them again. I've made sure. I know you can't see it, but I have 7 cases of water sitting over there next to my desktop. And I drink probably 6 or 7 water bottles a day on purpose. I'm never going to have kidney stones again. That stuff is so painful. Well, I don't know how much effect I have on anything anymore. Well, Yeti, if it means anything to you, and I'm being honest and completely honest with you, you inspire me in different ways. So, and that's a positive thing. I'm not being sarcastic. So I appreciate you, is what I'm saying, hey, Yeti. All right, so we got this water wheel done. I don't know what we're building next. Some sort of contraption that, I guess, holds it in place so that it can spin. So let's, as Larry the Cable Guy says, let's get her done. Oh my gosh. Okay. I love these ones on News of the Weird. It's called What's in a Name? And this winner of the best name for a credit card fraud suspect is Alec Bogus, 33 of Aurora, Colorado. Bogus gets bonus points for his attempt to escape from law enforcement on August 26th when he was approached at the Indian Hot Springs Resort at Idaho Springs, Colorado. Actually, I've been there before. According to the CBS News, Bogus, who also had an outstanding felony warrant from Douglas County, was just exiting the mud bath wearing only a Speedo when officers arrived. He ran up the wooded mountainside and tried to hide in a shed, but was recovered a short time later, still covered in mud. His charges included assault of a police officer and resisting arrest. Boy, talk about taking something simple and making it 10 times worse. What up, Hoarder? How you doing, man? Or I'm sorry, Will. How you doing, man? Are you feeling any better, Hoarder? I know you've been going through your own little bit of stuff too. Seems like quite a few people I know are sick. My sister's been sick too. Okay, this one I kind of read the first sentence, and we got to talk about this one. News of the weird here. Hello, Miss Chip. How you doing? Indiana-based bankruptcy attorney Mark Zuckerberg is suing Meta, the company of Mark Zuckerberg, because the former's Facebook page keeps getting shut down. Quote, "It's not funny," the attorney said. Meta has accusing him of impersonating a celebrity using a false name, which I have had way longer than he has. I'd rather not pick a fight with them, but I don't know how else to make them stop shutting my account down. He said his business account has been removed 5 times and his personal account 4 times. It's not right and they need to stop, he says. Also, they have Meta confirmed that Zuckerberg's account is back up after being disabled in error. Well, I mean, yeah, he's got the same name as the founder, so I feel sorry for him, man. The guy's just trying to have a normal social life, and his shit keeps getting turned down. That sucks. It's also funny. Why is it that when people say stuff like, it ain't funny, it usually is? You guys heard that joke about the guy who went golfing, and he's going golfing, and he hit the ball, and it went too far, and he had to go retrieve it, and it was the hole ahead of him. And he notices that one of the girls playing the hole ahead of him, she was really cute. But he wasn't there to pick up on girls, so he just keeps golfing, and later on, the opposite happens. She hits the ball and ends up going towards his hole, and they met up again, and they talked for a minute, and it was just a brief encounter, and it was over. At the very end of the day, he went ahead and he got gutsy, and he asked her. He says, "Hey, you want to get coffee?" And she says, "Sure." And so they're sitting there talking, and you got to remember the whole game, she was the next hole ahead of him. And what happened was, when they're getting coffee, they, make small talk, what do you do for a living, that kind of thing. And she says, "Well, I'll tell you, but you can't laugh." And he says, "Okay, I won't laugh." And she goes, "Well, I'm a tampon salesperson." And he just starts busting up laughing. And she got upset, and she said, "Hey, I thought I said you're not supposed to laugh." And he says, "Well," he says, I'm not trying to laugh at you." He says, "But I am a toilet paper salesman. So that still means I'm a hole behind you." Sorry, I messed up that joke. Super Doom King, how are you doing? And when did Facebook ever been fair to people? No, it hasn't been. I know that. And I think I said hello to Mrs. Chip, but hello, Miss Chip. Are you feeling chipper today? This is going to be tough. Wow, that is a mouthful. Look at that. Now, like I said, this river boat is going directly in my city. I'm going to have a river walk kind of thing, much like the Columbus, Ohio's river walk. In fact, that's where my inspiration for this came from. But yeah, I'm going to put that steamboat right on there with the ticket thing and everything. Chip, chip, chipper. Sounds like it. I wonder if there's some sort of stand to the six. I'm looking over at the last bag, and it's just a bunch of black pieces and a few brown. That usually indicates that there's going to be a stand for this thing to sit on, which I'm not going to need. So, okay, this next story, I kind of read it a little ahead while I'm doing this. This is worth reading. It's called "The Rules Don't Apply to Me." A court in Germany has ruled that an unnamed teacher who has been on sick leave for 16 years must prove that she's ill. Oh, no shit, really. Since 2009, the female teacher has been drawing her full salary in spite of not working a single day. When the education authority, the North Rhine-Westphalia, demanded that she take a medical test, she sued them. But the court called her case truly incomprehensible. Well, I'd hope they would. And ruled that her employer had a right to require her to take the test. Andreas Barst, whatever, I can't pronounce that, president of the state's teachers union, called her behavior completely abysmal. Well, yeah, it is abysmal. How can you be on medical leave for 16 years and not even provide any sort of testing or proof? I would dare say that they should make her pay it back if she can't. I know she's not going to be able to, but sick leave for 16 years. Holy crud. Okay. Okay, so they want the orientation, excuse me, like this. Okay. Mentally or both. I don't know. I don't know the situation, but I mean, even if she is mentally ill, she should be able to provide the name of a therapist or something. I mean, maybe they don't have to get into the nitty gritty of what's going on with her, but I think some sort of proof after 16 years is definitely called for. All right. So we got the big old water wheel, and I do like it. We just got a little bit left to go. And this set will be ready for the city. The unfortunate thing is the city is not ready for the boat. The city's got a ways to go before it'll be ready for the boat. But I'm not taking it apart because I'm not rebuilding this. Okay. Okay, we got to do one more of those little braces. She's probably mentally ill. I mean, it's a woman just joking. Oh. Well, I heard they're all crazy. I don't know where I heard that from. And I'm sure they carved out an exception for Mrs. Chip. An exception to be exceptionally crazy. Anyway, I want to live, so I think I'll stop there. Awesome. So when you move the boat, you also move this. I agree with you. I'm gonna play it safe and agree. I'm here. I was gonna say good for you, Mr. Chip. I take that back. Have you guys seen that guy on Facebook with his reels about be a man? And he always says something really outlandish. He had one the other day that, okay, I'm not saying this about my own wife and my mother-in-law, but I did think this was funny. He says, if a relationship doesn't work, it's because the fault of two people. So go ahead, blame your wife and her mother. Yeah, and her mother. Be a man. That guy cracks me up, man. He's got some good stuff on there. Oh, snap. Isn't that what happens when you play with Legos? They snap. Okay. So I don't know. Looks like we're just working on a little bit of the tail end area. Did you see the one where he told people that you don't go to the store and starve the set? Told people that don't go to the store and starve to death. And he says, "Be a man." Yes, I don't know if I've seen all his stuff, but I've seen quite a bit of it, and I love it. There was one that he talked about how if your wife's complaining about your skid marks on your underwear, just eat more of whatever and be a man. Yeah, he's got some crazy ones, man. But he kind of reminds me of John, because I've talked to John on the phone, and he's got the same accent as John. So he must be from New Jersey. Let's get this on there. There we go. Oh, they have it like this. Okay, well, we'll put it on there then. All right, I don't know what we're building next. We got to build two of them, though, is what it says. So let's grab all the pieces and just get going at it. Oh, boy, what a beautiful day it is. think I'm really going to dig this weather today. Just going to go out to the shop, maybe crack open a window or two because it's not that hot. He reminds me of an actor, but I just don't know where I've seen him. Looks like one of the Sopranos to me. But I don't know those characters very well, so I could be completely wrong. Yeah, I don't know what it is we're building right here, but I'll trade you weather 87 for 68 your place. It's 71, but close enough. I don't know, though. The other day we outdid you on humidity. Of course, it was only in the 60s, so it didn't matter if you couldn't even feel it. It's 71. Drop that boat when you're done building it. Be a man. Oh, what was the one that he said? If you see your wife standing there with a knife, angry at you, tell her to go make you a sandwich, and her natural instincts will kick in, and she'll calm down. Be a man. All right. Well, whatever this is we're building, we're almost done with it. Kind of interested to see where it goes. The Abelia, huh? Well, this is looking good so far. I hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. I've really enjoyed this build. This is one of those builds that I kept wanting to get to and just didn't. Finally caught up, but the anticipation grew quite a bit. I was kind of hoping to have the city in a place where I could just put it in the city, but nah, that didn't happen. Okay, now that we've got this done, let's see where it goes. Oh, it goes in the front. Okay. I'm intrigued. I'll show you guys here in a second where it goes. Okay. So they went right here. I'm not sure what. Okay, well, now I got to build 2 of this other thing. I hope it starts making sense here in a minute. All right, so we did one of these. Now let's do the other one. Okay, maybe the hyena ate your groomsmen. This is News of the Weird. Sorry, that was the title. That was a bit awkward. I didn't preface that, but okay. This is a News of the Weird. Nicholas Holes, 27, of Harburg, South Africa, was camping at Camp Vidal Nature Reserve in St. Lucia, South Africa on August 30th when he got an unexpected overnight visitors. Nicholas was there with his dad and others for a bachelor party. People magazine reported after settling in his tent, he woke up to 2 hyenas attacking him. One focused on his face, the other his ankle. I fought them off by attacking the eyes of one and forced my hand down the throat of the other. His dad heard him screaming and rushed him to the hospital where doctors say a full recovery will take about a month. I'm doing a lot better. The doctors were happy with my progress. I didn't know hyenas attacked people. I thought they were more afraid of us. So, but apparently not. Apparently, hyenas, yeah. Okay, here's one for you because I'm thinking about hyenas. Yeti, have you ever seen the movie from back in the 80s, The Gods Must Be Crazy? The Gods Must Be Crazy is if you guys haven't seen it, it's about a, I guess you'd call him a bushman. And an airplane goes by his tribe, and it's one of those prop airplanes, and it's not flying that high up there. The guy opens the window, and the guy throws out a Coke bottle. And at first, they thought it was a gift from God. But then it ends up hurting somebody somehow. I can't remember how. And they thought it came from the gods. So they're throwing this Coke bottle up in the air, trying to give it back to the gods. It doesn't work, and it ends up hitting a little kid in the head, seriously wounding him. And so one of the elders tells a man that he must return it to the gods in the end of the edge of the earth. So this whole movie's about this guy traveling, this African bushman traveling with his Coke bottle, trying to return it to the gods. And all this weird stuff happens to him along the way because he comes to a city. He's not used to cities. It's a riot. I would put it on the same level as like Napoleon Dynamite, where you might not think it's funny at first, but after you watch it, you're gonna be laughing about it when you think about it later. Okay, I'm hoping this makes sense soon. All right, let's I just need one of these. Okay, cool. In fact, I have a different friend named Brian that I grew up with, and he's the one that introduced me to that movie. And come to think of it, I haven't talked to Brian in ages, so maybe I need to call him today and see what's up. All right, so I got that done. And this one, for once, they don't want us to tie it off. They want us just to pull it through about halfway. Okay, well, I can do that. Love it. Steak. No, I haven't. Who's in that movie? Okay. Oh, this goes on top. Okay, that's different. All right. Well, let's place this. Okay. So I'm sorry, you probably didn't see that. I placed that little thing right here, and it looks like, yep, it goes through these little things right here. Oh, well, that didn't work out very well. Let's try that again. Oh, well, that's not good. It's just pulling that. Well, I don't want it to pull that. Is that some sort of knockoff? It's a couple people that are recognizable. There's a woman from the Goonies that played as the mom. Tommy Chong is the guy who played Tackleberry. Oh, I love Tackleberry, dude. Tackleberry's hilarious, dude. And he's actually from Ohio. Well, he's dead now, but he was from Ohio. Not too far from where I lived in Ohio, actually. Only about an hour. Yeah, me and Miss Chip lived in Columbus for, what was it, 11 years, 12 years? Okay. All right, so I don't know what we just did, but oh, I think that's to get on and off the boat. Okay, well, duh. All right, well, I don't know. There we go. Um, oh, shoot, I messed that up. This actually goes. Wait a minute. That don't make no damn sense. Okay, let me see if I can fix my mistake here. Well, I love Tackleberry, especially in Police Academy. Yeah, he did play that role as a nut a little too well. He I love Police Academy too, where he reached when he dates that girl Caitlin, and he doesn't like her at first because she's a woman, and then he finds out she's just about as nuts as he is. I love the father and son that keep boxing each other. Tackleberry's like, holy what kind of family did I get into? Or what about the part where in Police Academy 2 where he knows he's in love with her or attracted to her, and he goes to Mahoney in that bar and tries to get advice from Mahoney, and he's like, but Mahoney, I'm a virgin, and everything stops, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna start cracking some heads or whatever you said about that. That was crazy. Okay, we got a few more pieces. We got another flagpole to build, so we're gonna run this up the flagpole. Don't forget that starting tomorrow, we are going to start building on Mornings with Chip. We're going to start building the Arkham Asylum. Citizens on Patrol. Yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah. Okay, and then we got a flagpole in the back. And then let's see, what else do we have? See, I must have missed something because, yeah, I did miss something, all right. I don't know how I missed that. Okay, well, let me fix these. Oh, boy. It's hard to get my fingers around that. See, I'm glad to see Lego build how I build. I like to have almost everything of mine tiled off. I don't like the studs really exposed. I mean, really, if studs are exposing themselves, shouldn't they get in trouble for indecent exposure? I'm just kidding. All right. Okay, so we do need to build a stand. And Yeti says, I'm not sure when I'm going to start building the Arkham Asylum. I thought it was Police Academy or whenever Tackleberry met his wife, because I thought, he met her in number 2, but I thought she was in some of the later ones as well. But Citizens on Patrol cracks me up. And I love, and I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I absolutely love Bobcat Goldthwait in those movies, man. I love when he in Police Academy 2 when they're in that grocery store, and the guy comes up with all those meats, and he's like, "Look what I got!" And he slaps the whole entire stack of meat on his hand, and he goes, "Are you nuts? I'm a vegetarian." It actually, when I worked at Rent-A-Center, I used to call the store in Bobcat's voice and used to piss off a manager because he didn't know who it was. Now, that wouldn't happen to be you now, Zed, would it? Nah, that guy was a real jerk. I had a cleaning lady who used to come in here once in a while, but it didn't work out. You made me want to take up my boxing just to start watching everything I'm going to do. I haven't watched them in a long time. I've got them all too. I've got the box set. 12 bucks. Business is slow. Well, get a new business or move out of the neighborhood. All right, so all we're doing now is just finishing up by building the stand. There's not a whole lot left here, but we are gonna finish this up. I know I'm not ever gonna use the stand except for maybe in a review video, but that's really about it. Okay. There we go. It's complete on its stand. We've got everything going on here. I absolutely love this boat. What can I say? I think it looks great. I love the detail. No minifigures, though. That's the weird one. No minifigures with this set. And because minifigure scale, I would have hoped they would have, at least included the captain, maybe a couple passengers and a crew member or something. But we got zilch, not a nothing on this one. No minifigs. But anyways, guys, I want to say thank you for spending your Sunday afternoon with me. And I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. We're done with this. But remember, tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, which is 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we will be building, or starting to build, the Arkham Asylum, which is the brand new one that just came out. In fact, here it is. Oh, that was kind of rough. Yep, we'll be building this guy starting tomorrow. All right, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe, and be good to each other. Stay safe out there. Love, peace, and chicken grease. See you guys.